Well, hey guys, welcome to another little short video. Today we're gonna tackle the task of mounting a NFS share and creating an NFS share on FreeBSD. In this very case, normally I use virtual machines for these kind of things, playing around, but we're gonna do it on a live system now. First of all, you can see I'm in my work folder here on my local Debian machine, and I've created an empty NFS directory. This is where we will mount the share. Let's go over to our little server. This is my private NAS. As you can see, its name is Saturn. Doesn't matter. I'm sure yours is different from mine. First of all, what we're gonna do, or what I like to do personally, is edit the exports file. The exports file in NFS is where you define your shares. You can also set which networks have access, etc. and so forth. As you can tell here, I got a path here, storage data. This is where my media files, my pictures and everything lives. And you have the network argument. The network argument specifies which networks are allowed to connect to the NFS server. In my case, is 10.0.0/21 for a net mask. This is my home lab, or my homeland, so to speak. I have a couple more since I'm using pfSense, but this is where also the server lives, and my LAN machines. So in fact, my PC that I'm sitting on. Always make sure when you're doing NFS that you specify the correct IP. You can also specify only one IP or an host name. It depends on your use case. In general, make sure you have your path, your given argument. You can also read in the man, if you use man to read manual pages, man exports, man NFSD to read about the different options you have, but this is generally the way that most people do it. It's pretty simple. So, okay, we got that set up. Next thing on the agenda, we have to edit our rcconf. In my very case, it's the rc.conf.local. I explained that in the last video why I don't directly edit rc.conf, because everything you add should go into rcconf local, so that there is a separation, since rc.conf is shipped with the operating system, with FreeBSD in that case, and rc.conf.local is for your local edits. As you can see, there are a couple things in here. Again, this is a live system, this is not a VM. What I have added to make NFS usage possible is these 3 lines. First one, RPC bind. You need that for using NFS. It needs to be enabled. Then you have, this is pretty self-explanatory, NFS Server enable to make NFSD usable, and mount D. These 3 you need to set them to yes. And after you've done so, in my very case, I don't need to edit this right now, so I just go out of it. After you have all that set, make sure you have NFSD started. You can do this with service, which is a nice helpful command. You could also directly call the RC script. Both is possible. As you can see, my NFS daemon is already running, so let's head over to our Linux system here, and as I said before, there is an NFS folder here, and to mount the NFS share on or from Linux, we use the mount command. We give the file system option T for NFS. Make sure you have NFS utilities installed on your Linux system. On Debian-based systems, Debian Ubuntu, the package is nfs-common. Make sure you have that installed. Then we need the IP of the NFS server. And important, the path you specified in export over here. Let me show it to you quickly. This is also the path that you need to mount. So we have data here, and of course the destination folder in my case is just NFS. Hit enter. As you saw, nothing came back, it worked. So let's make sure we actually have it mounted. To do that, I just do a storage data, I just search for it, and here we go. This is our mounted NFS share. I would rather not show an LS of my personal NAS. Again, there's nothing bad in it, but for privacy reasons we leave that out. But you can also check with the mount command. Just type mount, and you can see at the very bottom, there it is. It is mounted. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial to get NFS up and running on FreeBSD, and I see you in the next one. Bye.